Time for the Sheriff Sit Down, brought to you by our Community Credit Union. And Mason County Sheriff Casey Salisbury is in studio, as well as Scotti Krump. And we're talking about the torch run that's coming up before you know it. Morning, Sheriff.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Great.
Scotty, nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, too.
And we are talking about the torch run. There's a big event coming up before you know it.
May 31st. Have you been out doing your jogging? Getting ready?
No. Stephanie has, though. She's ready to go.
Oh, good. We're excited. We're getting ready to go.
He has been walking.
I've been walking.
Good.
Is that, you need
That'll work.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Tell us about the details here.
Well, on May 31st, we're running the second, for Mason County, the second Special Olympics torch run. We did the first one last year. And thank you to our businesses and our sponsors. I said this a number of times, and Detroit Jasmine did a video of that and sent it. And we got ranked as one of the better ones in the country. And parts of ours appeared at the National in Nashville, Tennessee.
That's cool.
Yeah. And so, and the reason for that is important, is it wasn't just a sponsorship. It wasn't just somebody saying, whatever it is, company gives this much money. It was that the people involved with the company or the bank or whatever it was, the Alderbrook for one, the employees came out and held signs and things. And so they said ours was very personable. And the other piece behind it is that within our community, we're very inclusive to all of the agencies work together, from Department of Corrections, DNR, Department of Wildlife, National Parks, the city, the Sheriff's Office, of course, we're in there, Washington State Patrol, all of the agencies, both tribal agencies and both tribes.
Wow.
So we used a boat on part of it. Ours was very inclusive and very personable. So we had a great time last year, and we did really well raising money for our Special Olympics athletes. We continued it through the year. We started that thing called Boots and Beards at the Sheriff's Office. We drew down a bunch of money from that, ready for this year's. And so we got a great start. T-shirts.
Cool. T-shirts.
We're selling.
Looking good.
Make sure you come buy a Special Olympics law enforcement T-shirt, law enforcement torch run T-shirt. They're $20, and all the money goes to the Special Olympics athletes.
Sure.
And Scotty's going to tell you about that.
Yeah, Scotty, tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we participate in at the high school with basketball. I have currently 25 athletes, and they have a blast. It's just really heartwarming.
Very neat. And so how are you going to involve everybody with the torch run? And they're going to go through the high school again or around the track? Or?
We start on, I'll give you a copy of our run, and you can post it if you want, but our run starts at North Mason, and we're going to run down through the county. Now understand that some of those we run in segments because we just don't feel it's safe enough to we so much that we ran last year's, I think the total was 27 miles. We could have run from north to south down Highway 3, but that's not safe.
Sure.
And we wanted to include our businesses, so we'll leave the Safeway parking lot in the morning, and we run down to our office at the north end. We run about a mile and a half, something down to the office. Then we'll caravan up to the high school, and we'll make a loop around North Mason High School. And last year, North Mason High School lets out all their students, and their athlete that participated last year, we made a loop around the high school. What a great thing that was to have all their students come out and support the athlete. We looped around there. We hopped back in the cars. We were out by the area of the Alderbrook. We came down the hill, ran on the docks of Alderbrook out there. And so a number of our athletes, some of them will run a section with law enforcement officers running, and we had firefighters jump in and run with us last year as well.
Cool.
And then as we worked our way down across McEwen Prairie, we went out and ran a loop out by the State Patrol Academy and the Correction Center, because those agencies participated. We came back into town and went around Shelton High School, or through Shelton High School, and they released all their students to come out and support the athletes. And then the city took the torch from there and ran it from the high school down Olympic Highway North to downtown Shelton, and then Chief Moody and I ran a section in there with a group of our Special Olympics athletes down through Railroad Avenue. They ran from Railroad out to the yacht club, hopped on the tribal boat, and went from the yacht club up to the backside of the tribe. And the last leg was coming from the backside of the tribe all the way into the casino, where we have an ending point. So there's a couple sections in between there I missed, but it ended up being 26 miles.
How fun.
So, Scotty, talk to me about last year when everybody is at the high school and they're running around the tracks and everybody is involved and included in this. What's the feeling like with the athletes, and how well do the rest of the student body at Shelton High School interact and support the runners?
It was really fun. The kids felt like part of the school.
Yeah.
And running down through there with all of them cheering them on, they just felt so special.
I bet.
And then we picked back up downtown Shelton, and then we finished up at the casino. We ran in with them at the final leg. So
Great.
it was a lot of fun. The kids are just wonderful. I've got kids from Brennan that participate, North Mason. So they come from around our county. So
Huh, that's
Very
interesting. And this is all keying up and leading up to the big events that are going to happen in Pierce County. What is it, the
Yes.
next day, or is that when it starts for the?
It'll actually, the local counties, most of us will be running right around the May 31st towards the end of May.
Yeah.
We'll be connecting the sheriff's offices and policing agencies across the state of Washington. Now, this last year, the National Special Olympics, United States Special Olympic Games are in Washington this year
Yeah.
for the whole country.
Wow.
And the opening for that will be the following month at University of Washington Husky Stadium. So with that, because, and this is kind of neat, our run last year got recognized all across the country, and we got picked to be what's called the final leg for the national run. So there will be it won't be all through the county like our run is, but one section of the run for the United States Special Olympics will be in Mason County. And we're having a dinner and that kind of stuff for I think there's 47 states that will be represented in that. There'll be police officers from 47 different states and some other dignitaries
Wow, that's
that will
huge.
run that one section. We have a special dinner for that at a location. It'll be at the Alderbrook for an evening. It'll be a short time. They'll just come run one short section in. We have a dinner, and they leave that night, and the next morning is the opening of the United States Special Olympic Games in
Wow.
University of Washington. So
Isn't
we are the
that
very
something?
last section. They're running like sections of Mount Rainier. They're running the Columbia River Gorge, all things all over for the national run. And then it culminates with the United States Special Olympic
Little
Games.
old Mason County. I love
So
that.
it's really neat, and we
That's
want to thank
awesome.
again those businesses and companies.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just I guess it's a cheap advertising technique, but Scott Graham Thursday was my first shirt purchaser, and I took a picture of Scott out in front of the store and out in front of his barbershop,
I saw
and
that on Facebook.
threw that in there. But Scott says, "I'm in. I want a shirt." So here we go. But our business has really participated like that. Huge help to us.
Very nice. Casey Salisbury, Scotti Krump talking about the torch run coming up, and more information if people want to participate. They come down to the sheriff's
Participate or
office.
buy a shirt. They can come to the sheriff's office, and many of us are carrying the forms, and I've got some shirts with me.
Cool. Very
Very
nice.
cool.
The
Thank you.
Sheriff's Sit Down this week and every week now brought to you by our Community Credit Union.